Hey guys, Gina and Dave, we are back at Roseanne's kitchen table. And Gina, you brought up something that I think is kind of interesting and
thanks.
Apropos to everything going on in the world these days.
Thank you very much.
What do you got for me?
You know, we're so overwhelmed between, I don't know, the cable news shows and the local news shows and pop-up YouTube channels everywhere and all this stuff. If everybody
Please don't mock YouTube channels.
I will mock it because I will mock it all. And that's what they're there because people want to give their opinions.
Yeah.
People feel like they need to give their opinions. We're almost becoming a culture, if I have an opinion and nobody hears about it, do I matter?
Yeah.
And I can't stop thinking about this because I take that stuff really personally, as I'm sure you do, as people who kind of are forced to give their opinions a lot of times.
Right. So we're in the biz, I suppose, of giving our opinions. But even for us, yeah, not exactly, kind of maybe sometimes. Yeah. But even for us, I always feel like I have to have an opinion on everything, even things that I don't want to have an opinion on. So for example, last week with all this Cosby stuff, I did a video on it. Even though, as I said in the video, the guy's my hero, I want to reserve judgment. I don't want to convict the guy in the court of public opinion like everybody else is doing before it goes down. It's such a terrible story and it's conjecture and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I still felt like if I didn't say something, then
that's saying something.
That's saying something. So then I did say something, and when I finished saying it, I was like, ugh, I feel kind of gross.
Yeah.
And I think everyone.
Silkwood shower afterwards.
Yeah. But I think a lot of people have that.
Yeah.
People that are not even doing the public thing, the people that are just constantly putting stuff up on Twitter and Facebook, that everyone feels like they have to say something about everything. I think it's just kind of an interesting place for humans to be at.
And is it that they feel like they have to, or they feel like it's just safe? I mean, if I'm laying in bed and I'm the only one there and I'm going through Twitter scrolls and I'm seeing, comedians make jokes at other celebrities' expense, I'm gonna go, well, it's okay for him to do it. 140 you said? Hold on 1 second.
Right.
And that actually, as I get older, I've veered farther and farther away from that because and I don't mean to sound like, whatever, I just have to say it. For me personally, I am now cool with the fact that I don't want to put that out into the world for me. For me.
So you don't want to jump in on the feeding frenzy anymore?
No.
So every time a Cosby thing happens, or a Paula Dean thing, or a Duck Dynasty guy, or a Chick-fil-A.
Well, and that's the thing. On the other hand, I mean, if somebody's done something wrong, we're allowed to say, wait, you have to answer for that.
Yeah.
But just like crapping on people just because we have access to a camera, I'm not into it. And I think that you're, a classy dude that does stuff in a classy way. and there are others too that I respect and I feel safe giving my opinion in because I don't think it's going to be taken out of context.
Yeah.
But in general, leave the judgment to other people. I'm not good at it. I'm not comfortable standing by those comments.
Yeah. Do you think there's something to be said for people that don't do any of this stuff? Like every now and again, I meet someone that's like, I'll be like, well, what's your Twitter? I'll follow you on Twitter or something. I'm not on Twitter. Yeah. No. I have a friend visiting me this week. He's not on Twitter. I don't even know how to communicate with him. You know what I mean? Like that there are people out there that actually aren't part of this endless opinion machine, and it's
power
almost
to them.
Yeah. And then I know somebody that's truly off the grid, actually with no electronic nothing.
Like they don't have an email address?
Yeah, haven't heard from them in years.
Do they have a social security number?
Yeah, I don't even know.
You have no idea. They always end up living in the Keys, by the way.
The Keys, that's a good place.
That's when you really want to get away from it all.
Yeah, that's the Jimmy Buffett lifestyle. It's pretty good.
Yeah, but in general, I just think that we've become a culture that's just so used to dumping on everybody else. And if you want to do that, great. I'm afraid that I'm going to do it and someone's going to call me out on it, and I'm going to go, oh, you're right, I didn't think that through, and that was just a really mean, stupid thing for me to say. And if you want to say it about me, great, but you know what? It's just not who I am.
Yeah, well, that was the thing with the Cosby thing that was really killing me, because I had a couple really funny jokes related to the show, things that happened in the show that I was able to put into Twitter form, and I was like, oh, even as I was clicking it, I was like, don't do it, and then I did it, and then it gets retweets, and then you feel that affirmation.
Yeah.
And,
well, because that's another thing, because a very famous, well-respected comedian once told me, if it serves the comedy, you gotta do it.
I know.
So that's another.
We're slaves to comedy, people. I really want to know what you guys think on this one. Are we giving opinions that we
daren't give?
Daren't give or daren't?
I don't know.
That's good. That's good.
Comment
down below because your opinion matters.